This is why I kept saying all summer, and you guys kept yelling at me, why are you playing a 40-year-old quarterback? What is the point? What are you trying to get out of this? Why are they doing this? Well, here you go. You're playing a 40-year-old quarterback who can't move, who can't defend himself.
I think Flacco was not capable on some levels, but because I think the ceiling is so low this season for the Browns.
Let's be honest, the Cleveland Browns are not winning the Super Bowl this season. Sure, you can sell hope. You can talk about veteran leadership and steady hands. But as the analyst said they're not going to win this year because they're not that good. And he's right.
They need to find out what they have in Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. You asked me as a coordinator, the reason I would never have a four-man competition if we've only got 12 plays a team in practice. How in the hell do I fairly divide up 12 reps? Thinking that 4 or 5 of them are run plays anyway. What am I really evaluating? That's what they're doing now. They're not going to win this year because they're not that good. So you might as well get a large sample size of Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders so at the end of the year, you can better evaluate what you have.
We're diving into a storm that's shaking Cleveland to its core. This isn't just about one game or one season. This is about the future of the franchise, the rise of Dillon Gabriel, the arrival of Shedeur Sanders, and the question every fan is asking, why are these young stars still holding clipboards while Joe Flacco takes the field? Before we dive into this explosive debate, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you believe it's finally time for the Browns to unleash the future, type "Play the Kids" in the chat right now. So if you know you're not contending for a championship, why waste valuable snaps on a quarterback who won't even be here in 2 years? Why cling to a veteran like Flacco when the clock is ticking on your young talent?
But you might have what you think is a very good safety net as a backup. You might come away thinking, you know what, we got a franchise quarterback. We can look in other directions and how to build a team. But they've got to find out. And you're not going to find out with both of those guys sitting on the sideline for the majority of the season.
This is the reality. The Browns have 2 unpolished but incredibly intriguing quarterbacks waiting in the wings, Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. Both bring unique skills, both bring upside, and both deserve to be tested under real NFL fire. The Browns don't need safe. They need answers. Flashback to preseason. Cleveland rolled out what they called a quarterback competition. But let's call it what it really was, a farce, a PR stunt. The analyst exposed it bluntly. You can't have a 4-man competition when there are only 12 reps in practice. Do the math. 4 QBs, 12 reps, half of them running plays? That means each quarterback might get 2 or 3 meaningful throws. How do you evaluate talent like that? You can't. That so-called competition didn't reveal anything. It only stunted the growth of Gabriel and Sanders. Think about it. Shedeur Sanders, who dominated at Colorado and entered the league with massive hype, barely got consistent practice time with the starters. Dillon Gabriel, one of the most accurate college passers of the last decade, was left working with second and third units. Instead, reps were wasted on veterans who aren't part of the long-term plan. And now, 2 weeks into the season, the Browns' offense looks disjointed. Receivers are off timing, and fans are left wondering, what was the point of all that? Let's start with Dillon Gabriel. He's not the tallest quarterback. He doesn't have the flashiest highlight reels. But what Gabriel does have is efficiency, precision, and experience. At Oklahoma and UCF, he showed a knack for decision-making and accuracy. He doesn't panic under pressure, and he can distribute the football like a point guard in basketball. Gabriel's ceiling might not be Patrick Mahomes, but it doesn't need to be. The Browns don't need a magician. They need someone who can run an offense, make smart throws, and keep defenses honest. Right now, Gabriel could stabilize the offense and give the team clarity. Is he a long-term backup, a potential starter, or simply a stopgap? But we won't know unless he plays. Now let's talk about the name everyone's buzzing about, Shedeur Sanders. The son of Deion Primetime Sanders, Shedeur doesn't just bring pedigree, he brings swagger, confidence, and leadership. His time at Colorado wasn't just about numbers, though he put up plenty. It was about composure. He stood tall behind a weak offensive line, took hit after hit, and still delivered big-time throws. And here's the kicker. Sanders is built for the modern NFL. He extends plays with his legs, he thrives in broken situations, and he carries the charisma to rally a locker room. Sure, he's young. Sure, he'll make mistakes. But as the analyst said, you don't play him expecting him to be Steve Young overnight. You play him to start the process. You play him to let him learn, let him grow, and let him lead. If the Browns want to know whether Sanders is their future, the answer won't be found on the bench. This entire debate comes down to leadership. Fans don't expect miracles. The locker room doesn't demand a playoff run every season. What they demand is honesty. And the analyst nailed it. Kevin Stefanski has been too colorless, too bland, too predictable. Players and fans alike are starving for transparency. Imagine Stefanski standing in front of the cameras and saying, "Look, we're not giving up, but we're also not blind. We have two young quarterbacks and we need to find out what they can do. We're going to give them opportunities, not because we expect perfection, but because we expect progress." That's leadership. That's the vision, and that's exactly what Cleveland has been missing. The analyst painted a powerful picture of how Stefanski could handle this. Tell Joe Flacco the truth. You'll play while you play well, but when the time comes, you'll sit. That's the plan. Tell Myles Garrett the truth. We need you to mentor these kids. You're the leader. Help hold this locker room together. Tell the coaching staff the truth. Be aggressive, take risks, and build packages that highlight the strengths of Gabriel and Sanders. This isn't about dividing the locker room. It's about uniting it around a long-term vision. Veterans understand the business. Fans understand development. What no one understands is wasting a season chasing mediocrity. Cleveland fans aren't stupid. They've seen this story before. Hype, promises, veterans holding down the fort, and then another reset button. They're tired of it. This city craves hope, real hope, not slogans, not safe choices, real glimpses of the future. And the future is wearing numbers with the names Gabriel and Sanders on the back. Playing them now won't guarantee wins, but it will guarantee progress. It will guarantee accountability. And it will guarantee that fans know the organization is serious about building, not just cashing checks. And here's the warning. Change is coming. If the Browns refuse to adapt, change won't just be at quarterback. It could be at head coach. It could be a general manager. It could be a full reset from the top down. Because in the NFL, you don't get endless time. You don't get endless patience. You get judged on wins, losses, and vision. And right now, the Browns' vision is cloudy. Unleashing Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders could clear that vision. It could energize the fan base, and it could buy the front office time to rebuild trust. But waiting, playing it safe, that's a path to disaster. So here's the truth, Cleveland. This isn't about whether Gabriel or Sanders is a superstar today. It's about finding out whether they can be superstars tomorrow. The Browns owe it to themselves, to their players, and most importantly to their fans to stop hiding behind veterans and start building toward the future. Because the analyst was right. You might as well get a large sample size of Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. You're not going to find out with both of those guys sitting on the sideline. It's time to stop talking about potential and start testing it. It's time to put the future on the field. Cleveland, play the kids. If you agree that Gabriel and Sanders must play now, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment, unleash the future. Because this debate isn't going away, and the louder the fans get, the harder it will be for the Browns to ignore.